All right, so we are recording and live.
I would like to call to order a meeting of the Newburyport Community Preservation Committee. At the moment, before we actually start our business agenda, we are scheduled to have our annual public informational meeting. It's been advertised and posted, inviting any members of the community who wish to attend to learn more about what the Community Preservation Committee does and what it has done in the past, and for us to hear any ideas, questions, comments about what the community members feel are the opportunities or priorities for applying the funds that come through the Community Preservation Act to preservation of open space, historic resources, affordable housing, or recreational resources. Caitlin, can you tell me if any members of the public are in attendance?
We do have one attendee that has a phone number. And then we do have Tom O'Brien that we just saw come into the meeting. So we do have a quorum.
Terrific. Okay, then before I find out if there's any comments from that member of the public or any additional ones that attend, I'd like to take a roll call of the members. Okay, Jamie Gagnon.
Present.
Chuck Griffin.
Present.
Joe Morgan.
Here. Here.
Oh, Joe, thank you. Okay, Tom O'Brien.
Here.
Hello, Tom. Mark Rosen, we know, will be absent. Joe Texera.
Here.
Hello, Joe. Jane Healy will be absent. And Chair Mike Dissett is in attendance. Okay, thank you. For that person that was logged on, please feel free at this time to raise any questions or any issues that you might have about what the Community Preservation Committee does. And it's okay if you don't have any such questions. We will then just move on to our general business. But we invite you to make any comment at this time.
Hi, Chair. It's Caitlin. That call-in attendee has now dropped off the call. So we have 0 attendees at the moment.
Oh, okay. I hope I didn't scare the person away.
No, they were gone already.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to item 2 on the agenda. That's our general business. First item is the committee elections. Since Jane is not present and Joe is not, and we also have one vacancy, I think that I'd like to request that the vote on the chair and vice chair be postponed until the first meeting in February. And I say that because I will not be in town for the first meeting in January. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Next item. The 2021 Perkins Park shade structure project amendment. You've seen in the information we have, and as described in our staff report, that the Parks Department has requested that there be a scope change on that application, and that at the moment no money has been spent, and a change has been, it's been decided that they don't like the options available for a fixed shade structure and would rather change it to a planting of 8 shade trees. And also adding into it, purchasing 2 basketball backboards that have sound deadening to help the neighbors out. So I think that what I'd like to do to get this in for discussion is I'd like to hear a motion. First of all, as a general discussion, as I read this, I believe that the scope is changed in significant enough way that our decision should be whether or not we recommend approval of the change, and we recommend that to City Council so that City Council gets to look and bless the change itself. Any thoughts on that?
Are you looking for a motion?
Not yet. I just wondered if generally if everybody is kind
How
of in
much
agreement.
will the change cost?
They're not asking for anything more than the 12,000 that is already in the can for the project, and their budget is incomplete. The projected budget is incomplete because they don't have the cost of 3 of the 8 trees. But they believe that it's going to come in under the 12,000, I believe. And I think Kim Turner was going to be here if we had any questions. I don't see that she's in attendance yet.
I'm here.
Oh, Kim's
My only
here.
question
Terrific.
was gonna be, why don't we plant trees instead of putting a fixed structure, but you already answered that.
Yeah. Answered. So if then let's do this. I'd like could somebody give me a motion to recommend approval of this change to City Council?
So moved.
Second.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, who was that?
Tom O'Brien.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments? And Kim can answer the questions.
Yeah, my only comment would be this is, from a conservation perspective, this is a much better plan than a solid structure.
Yeah. I think it's probably a good change because the structure probably has a useful life, a lot shorter than a tree. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
I mean, my only comment would be, should we wait until we have a firm number, or should we make a motion to not exceed an amount? Kind of
Well, I
don't be out there as having an open-ended.
Well, at the moment, it cannot exceed the 12,000 that is. They're just asking to instead of spending it on apples, they want to spend it on the oranges. So.
Okay.
So I think it's a good change.
Mhm.
All right. Any other discussion? None. Then let's have a roll call. Jamie Gagnon,
Yes.
Chuck Griffin,
Yes.
Joe Morgan.
Abstain, if it please you, Chair, because I was not here for the original discussion in 2021.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Tom O'Brien,
Yes.
Joe Texera,
Yes.
chair votes yes. Okay. Next item on the agenda. The this year's application and submission process. There's the process is summarized in the staff report. The highlight being that this year is a December 15 due date for the applications. And we've also put in a pre-application screening this year as a suggestion with a form that's in your packet that just asks for a simple scope questions from applicants so that in advance of them putting in the time of submitting an entire application with all the budget numbers, et cetera, that the planning office staff and Jane and I get a look to see if there are eligibility issues with the applications, and if necessary, get assistance from the city solicitor for any close questions. So that's what's in place this year. Otherwise, the application process will be the same, and the schedule. Caitlin, let's talk about the schedule now. So that's part of the process here. We would have a January 18 meeting, which would be our next meeting, and at that point we would know the number of applications we have, the amounts requested. Everybody would have received their package of applications and attachments, and we can talk about them generally and confirm a schedule for when each application would come in for presentation. Caitlin, what are the February dates that we were talking about?
So the next meeting after this would be January 18th. We would review the applications we get in, review our presentation schedule, followed by February 29th would be the first applicant presentations, March 7th, second round of presentations, and then deliberations would be on March 21st. So just looking for you all to let me know if you see any major conflicts with this schedule.
Just I will note that the gap between January 18 and the first meeting at the end of February is largely because of me. I'll be out of the country for mid-January to mid-February. Okay, if anybody doesn't have a immediate issue with any of those dates, but if you learn about an issue later, certainly give Caitlin a call or shoot her an email. Any questions about the process? Okay.
Nope.
All right. So we got the schedule. If you look at the package, we've got a draft budget on a spreadsheet that was circulated. It's pleasantly fat, and that's good for Newburyport, because we aren't expecting anything more than the estimated 20% state match this year. The state fund is not getting fat because the real estate market is way down, and it looks like the window is closing for any augmentation out of the state budget, where in the last 2 years we've at least gotten a little more on top of the percentage in the last run at the state budget, if they've got a surplus. But prediction is out of Boston that that isn't likely to happen this year. So we're sticking with the 20% as the recommended match to plan on. Does anybody have any questions or comments about the budget that we'll be working with here?
No,
Okay,
thank you.
good. Moving on then. You have received the quarterly reports. And they're summarized very well in the staff report. Those are for open projects, what their current status is. There's actually 3 sets from April, from this summer, and most recently from October 15 due date. Anybody have any questions or comments about any of the quarterly reports? Okay. It is that time of year when we've been invoiced for our Community Preservation Coalition membership dues. This year it's, I believe, the same as last year, $4,350. And that's I think pretty good value for the service they give us and the service they give the whole program.
I saw you this one.
On Beacon Hill. So are there any questions about the invoice? Okay, then I'm going to take a roll call, and a yes means that you approve payment of the invoice this year. Oh, by the way, it is included in the administrative funds, which were appropriated for our work. So this is just a formal vote on paying the invoice for us.
Mike, I would just add, I'm sorry, just if I could just politely add, I would agree with you completely. And, for those members who don't necessarily know, or those newcomers, Caitlin and I sometimes will consult with them just as we would with our legal counsel when there's sometimes an application or a detail that's sort of, on the line or questionable in terms of the way that the CPA allowances, apply. And they're a great resource for that because, again, it's a coalition of communities that are dealing with, similar issues like that. So yeah, definitely worthwhile, like you said.
If anyone does not get the coalition's emailed periodic newsletter, let Caitlin know and we can get you on the list. Go take a look at their website. It's full of really valuable stuff to look at, including a database of all the projects statewide since the conception of this program. So you can see what other people have done, and it's really eye-opening sometimes. Okay, then I'll take a motion to pay the invoice.
Motion.
Okay.
Second the motion.
And a second. Good.
Second the
Roll
motion.
call. Okay, roll call. Jamie Gagnon,
Yes.
Chuck Griffin,
Yes.
Joe Morgan,
Yes.
Tom O'Brien,
Yes.
Joe Texera.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Next, we've got approval of the April 6, 2023. It's been that long, guys. Minutes. It was circulated in your packet. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or corrections to those draft minutes? If not, I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Jamie Gagnon,
Yes.
Chuck Griffin,
Yes.
Joe Morgan,
Yes.
Tom O'Brien,
Yes.
Joe Texera.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. I don't believe I have anything else for updates. And Andy, do you have anything?
No, thank you. Unless members have questions about, either Market Landing Park, which is under construction, or we had a recent discussion about possibly expanding sort of web resources or mapping available to folks more dynamically to see open space and trails in the city, which I think would be a relatively small expenditure of funds, but to set that up, but would be really beneficial for folks, the general public, to be able to kind of see the relationship between the trail networks and the open space areas, and actually having the accurately mapped, trail network, so to speak. So that's something I'd like to see us, bring that to fruition. But unless people have specific projects, questions for me or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, no.
Okay. Thanks, Andy.
Sure.
Our next meeting is January 18. Does anybody else have any other business to attend? Questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, and I'll do this by voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now that we're done with the official meeting, nobody has asked me what this dude is over my shoulder here.
What's that dude over your shoulder, dude?
I
Hey,
think that's
thank
why
you.
that member of the public left the meeting.
Yeah, I think it might be. This is the mascot for the Port Gingerbread Festival that's coming to you at the Central Congregation Church on December 8th through December 10th. So it's a free event, open to all. Enter the contest or just come and pick your favorite and vote for him.
Looks like fun from the, he looks very happy.
Oh yeah, he's happy. And you can check out the details at the website, portgingerbreadfestival.org. Thank you for putting up with my little talk. Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Thanks for attending, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Take
night.
care.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
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 Thank you. Good night.
Good night.